It's finally finished. This is Tom and Jerry's Frankfurter heist, written by me, based on the two cats from Helena's Angels. It's a fun little story with a lot of excitement, fun, and other funny humor. Let's begin. Note, the story has no relation to the famous MGM cartoon Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry are two fat cats who both love getting into trouble. Catching one is hard enough, but nearly impossible when you have double. It was October, and Tom and Jerry were tired of the same dinner every other day. Tom, this food is boring. We need to make dinner our way. Tom pushed his bowl aside with a depressed and unhappy look. I know, Jerry, but what can we do? Cats don't know how to cook. Tom and Jerry then noticed two humans on TV competing in Germany's National Frankfurter Eating Contest. Hey, Jerry, Tom said as he struck a light bulb. I know a lot of foods are probably delicious, but humans say Frankfurters are the best. They definitely look more delicious than that junk Helena puts in our bowl, Jerry said. Then that's it, Tom shouted in excitement. Stealing Frankfurters from the contest will be our next goal. Jerry looked at Tom with a concerned look on his face. Tom, there is one problem. Our human Helena will be worried if we leave this place. Tom looked at Jerry with a relaxed and worried grin. Helena was cleaning all yesterday and she's asleep, so our escape from this place is a win-win. Tom and Jerry then climb onto a window ledge and push open for the window to make their escape. It would be much easier, however, if the two lazy boys were in better shape. Tom and Jerry rushed to the competition, only to discover that they are too late. The competition has ended, and all the competitors and sponsors packed up and were preparing to relocate. Tom then eyed at the Frankfurter truck as it was starting to drive away. Tom shouted, "Move your butt, Jerry. We need to catch a ride on that truck, or we won't be going anywhere else today." Tom and Jerry dashed the truck, but their weight makes it difficult for them to reach top speed. Though they almost exhaust themselves, they are able to jump onto the truck, back of the truck, and succeed. Jerry looks at Tom and says, I forget what it says there. I hope we can rest for a bit, Tom. My feet hurt. Tom looks at Jerry. No time for that, Jerry. This truck is heading to a factory in the city of Frankfurt. So what's your plan now, Tom? Jerry asks while gasping for air. Tom then says, when we reach the factory, we're going to sneak in, steal some Frankfurters, and get out faster than a dashing hare. But what if we get caught? Jerry asks with a worrying expression. Tom then slaps Jerry with his paw, then says, Jerry, shut up and stop asking such stupid questions. After an hour of hanging onto the truck real tight, Tom and Jerry arrive at the Frankfurter factory as the day turned into night. Tom and Jerry sneak into the factory, making little to no noise. It's amazing so far how no one has noticed the two fat and furry boys. The two cats enter the main part of the factory where the Frankfurters are developed on a massive assembly line. Look at all that meat, Tom, Jerry said. Tom, with his tongue hanging out, says, I can't wait to bring some back for home to dine. Tom looks around for an exit as he prepares to execute his master thief plan. He tells Jerry to grab some Frankfurters off a conveyor belt and run to the exit at the other end of the processing farm. Off the two cats ran. Where's the mouse at? Tom and Jerry quickly dashed across the processing room, grabbing the Frankfurters with incredible speed. Dachshund workers quickly noticed the two thieves and chased them, as Tom and Jerry must now evade a dachshund stampede. Tom and Jerry rushed out the exit with Frankfurters wrapped around them like snakes. Jerry was nervous as he panicked to Tom. We need to find a getaway vehicle fast, or those dachshunds will tear us like hungry dogs after steaks. Tom then spots a motorcycle not far from where they stand. Jerry, we can use that motorcycle to outrun the dachshunds. Come on and give me a hand. Jerry nervously asks Tom, do you even know how to ride one of those? Tom shouts at Jerry, no, but I know a motorcycle is a lot faster than running on these little tippy toes. Tom and Jerry hop onto the motorcycle as the dachshunds close in like bees out of an angry beehive. Jerry jumps on the Kickstarter and Tom revs the engine. The motorcycle has come alive. Tom and Jerry take off down the road faster than a cheetah on the run. Jerry looks behind and realizes the dachshunds are chasing them on another motorcycle. It seems Tom and Jerry's heist isn't yet done. Tom, they're after us on their own motorcycle, Jerry shouts. You need to pick up the pace. Tom looks in the mirror with an annoyed expression on his face. The cats and the dachshunds zoom through Frankfurt streets. with Tom and Jerry seemingly getting away with the delicious loot. But Tom and Jerry's escape only gets worse when they speed past a local Polizei, German for police, who engages them in hot pursuit. "Tom!" Jerry shouts. "We got the Polizei on our tails. We should stop now." Tom, however, refuses to stop. "I'm not giving up, Jerry. We're going to lose them right meow." I always forget to put certain curses on them. Tom then sees a bridge near a river and comes up with a dastardly plan. "Hang on tight, Jerry," Tom shouts. "We're going to jump over that bridge and lose those dachshunds and the Polizei man." It was getting hard to rhyme by this point. The motorcycle lands on the other side of the river. Oh, wait a minute. Tom and Jerry hold on tight as the motorcycle drives over the bridge and flies through the sky. The motorcycle lands on the other side of the river, and Tom and Jerry speed off, waving goodbye. However, what Tom and Jerry didn't know was that more Polizei formed a blockade down the road ahead. Tom sees the blockade with no way around and hits the brakes. Jerry mutters, "Well, Tom, our luck is out." Tom mutters back, "Well said." The Polizei shouts, "Off the bike and get on the ground." Jerry nervously says to Tom, "I hope we don't go to the pound." The dachshunds arrive at the scene, to which the Polizei also orders them on the ground as well. The Polizei recognizes the dachshunds who have actually violated workplace health codes and places them under arrest and takes them to a pound cell. Cell and will are supposed to rhyme. Helena then arrives at the scene to take Tom and Jerry home. Despite what Tom and Jerry did, the Polizei do not arrest them because Helena agrees to punish Tom and Jerry by not letting them roam outside alone. Tom and Jerry do get to keep the sausages under the condition that they do not steal ever again. The two cats spend a week locked inside before being allowed to roam free again, as this fun short story has now come to an end. I should have put "now come to an end." And that's the end. Yeah, I know it felt a little rushed, but my intention was to not make this a long story. I wanted to make this short and fun, because I'm already developing another long story, which I will announce soon. But thank you for reading this, and I will hope again to write more short stories soon.